Good day, sports fans, and welcome to beautiful Newlands Cricket Ground in Cape Town. We're here with Datrim, and he is part of our exchange program as Western Province Cricket Umpires Association. I should be putting this here, so good that we're practicing. Datrim comes from India and is here to talk to us about his experience, how he got to come to Cape Town, and how he's enjoying his umpiring experience in Cape Town. So first question, Datrim, is how did you find out about the course and the umpire exchange program?
Firstly, Tom, thanks for having me. Thanks for all your support. I'm having a good time here in Cape Town. So my umpiring career started quite 1 year back, sometime in August. So I'm very new to umpiring. I started as a recreational umpire back in India. And after gaining some experience, I realized that I needed to do umpiring in a much more professional setup. And I needed an overseas qualification because I had no umpiring qualification from my country of origin. So while I was standing in recreational matches, I started exploring opportunities, which would enhance my umpiring CV. So I started looking, and then I found the Facebook page of Western Province Cricket Umpires Association, and my eyes immediately lit up. And then I started browsing through all the information, and I found your contact details there. I messaged you, and you guided me all the way through. I started my umpiring in August last year. In November, I was already here. So I made a lot of advancement in very little time. And yeah, I can't thank you enough. You've been very, very supportive. Thanks, sir.
So tell me, Datrim, in terms of umpiring standards, how would the comparison be between what you've experienced back in India and here in Cape Town so far?
So back in India, I umpired at a recreational level, like it's for mostly like fun, where they are not really monitoring your performance. And the grounds that I'd been, we used to play on artificial tracks. But compared to Western Province here, the ground conditions are impressive. The brand of cricket here is really good. I started with Division D club cricket, and I even got Division C games. And on top of that, I even officiated ladies game as well as a school tournament last week, which went really well. And my parents are also here with me, and they are really liking it. And also the type of cricket they play here is really professional. They're very particular about the timings, the over rate. They're very disciplined, and I have been getting a lot of respect as an overseas umpire here. Back in India, it's at a recreational level, not very competitive, but after gaining some good enough experience here, once I go back to India, I'm hoping that I'm able to land bigger leagues, bigger tournaments, and I hope this overseas experience in South Africa helps me a long way in India. Yeah.
Tell me, as a person who's come through Western Province Cricket Umpires Association's online level 1 course, how would you rate the course? Is it something that you'd recommend to others? Was it difficult? Was it easy? Tell me about the process, how long it took you, and where that gets you in India as an umpire.
There are lots of bits in this question, so I'll try to break it down one by one. So Cricket South Africa Level 1 umpiring exam or course was very good. I didn't find it too hard because Level 1 is just high level overview stuff. But it's good to have, especially when you're starting off as an umpire and you don't have any umpiring qualification from your country of origin. It's good to have one because South Africa is a strong cricketing nation, and their umpiring course, I personally found it really good. The good thing I found was, the training is basically free of cost, and it's open to anyone from any part of the world. No restrictions. So that was really good. That really made my life easier. And yeah, I like the way the training was done. I think you guys covered almost all the laws in just 7 days, and it's not like you rushed with it. You took all our questions, you addressed it, and I like the way you went about presenting. The presentation skills were, really good. You guys used live examples and video clips. Now that really helped us understand some of the complicated aspects of the game. because people may not remember the law, but they may remember the incident or the example. So that helped. So yeah, obviously level 2, level 3 is going to be more advanced, but level 1 wasn't very hard, but I'm trying to upgrade more and more. So yeah, I think level 1 is a start, and it's just you just have to go above and beyond. And what was the other part of the question? Can you just come again?
So when you go back to India, does the qualification stand you in good stead in terms of the level of matches you can umpire back home?
Yeah, definitely. This overseas qualification, the experience will have value. I'm still getting inquiries from back home, and they're curious. They want to know how it happened, how what we can do, and they are curious. So it is a good thing, and definitely it will help me in the long run. But having said that, look, cricket in India is still very competitive, because there is a lot of competition. There are too many people in the system, and there are lots of umpires, and it can get sometimes very challenging to stand out. But having said that, it's not like they're going to ignore my overseas experience right away. I still have to be patient, I have to be persistent, I have to be at it. But yeah, this is a good overseas experience I'm having, and I learned a lot about umpiring, made a lot of friends here, and I got exposed to a lot of situations here. And definitely once I go back to India, my hope is to officiate bigger club games, bigger leagues. Will that happen? Are there any guarantees? I can't tell you anything yet, I'm being honest. But this experience has sort of given me a kickstart, and many people want to follow my footsteps, and people are wanting to come here to experience the competitive club cricket here in Cape Town. And yeah. And your other questions were about how it all started. Are you getting to that?
Yeah, so tell me about the exchange program. How did you find out about it, and how did you go about getting to Cape Town? From the start all the way until today, what was the process? Was it all you? Was it all us? Tell us a bit about the costs, the timings, and also in terms of level of cricket, how you got put to where you are now.
Yeah, so it all started off when I first got in touch with you, and you were very instrumental in assisting me through the process. You advised me to appear for the level 1 umpiring exam that was due to happen in October, and we just got in contact in September. So I started going through a lot of lectures, a lot of recordings about previous level 1 lectures. So I started preparing myself mentally, and I was standing in a lot of matches in my area, in my district, just to get hands-on expertise, just to get a feel of things. So I was getting practical exposure while I was in India, standing in the games. Not very professional setup, but it still gets you mentally prepared. And then I started going through your lectures, and then you had instructed that once I clear the exam, I will be eligible to come to South Africa on an exchange program. And luckily that was the time the cricket season also resumed in South Africa, October onwards. And that is when I appeared for the exam. I even participated in the live lectures online. So I went through that and got myself prepared. I went through the laws and everything. I did everything to prepare myself mentally. And then the day came when I had to appear for the exam. I cleared it, I felt confident, and you mailed me my certificate, and that's when I started believing myself that I see a future for myself in umpiring. And that's when I started preparing for the visa process. I started exploring where I can stay in Cape Town, the visa cost, the accommodation, and basically in order to come to Cape Town on an exchange program, you can come on a tourist visa. You don't need any short-term work visa, and on a tourist visa you can you can participate in sporting activities, no problem. It's for 3 months. You can extend it to 6 months, but you'll have to do it while you're here, and you'll have to do it very quick. I didn't do it this time around, but usually it's 3 months, and you will have to go to VFS office in your country of origin to file your application. No need to go to the South African consulate. The VFS office acts as an intermediary between you and the consulate. And you have to get all your documents, your cover letter, itinerary plan, and the no objection certificate letter from your employer. That is the biggest thing. You got to get permission or clearance from your employer to come to South Africa. you need to follow a certain template. I can mail that to you so that you can share it with other people who would want to come to South Africa one day. Once you have all the documents, go to the embassy, the VFS office. If you apply it, you get your visa within 4 to 5 working days. It's pretty quick. So I just apply. And also the accommodation part, I think you gave me this advice long back to look for a place through Airbnb. That's a very safe and convenient option. There are lots of options on Airbnb, good, bad, state-of-the-art options, reasonable options. But you got to book your places fast because places get filled out fast. So yeah, that's the way to go about it. And if you have any additional questions, if anyone has any additional questions, they can always reach out to me through social media, through WhatsApp. But yeah, that's the basic plan. You've got to plan things in advance and make sure you have enough finances to fund yourself, because you will have to bear the expenses, like the visa, the air ticket. But in terms of cost of living here in Cape Town, I don't find it very expensive. It's not exorbitant like United Kingdom or Australia, New Zealand. But the accommodation is going to cost you a little bit, so make sure you have enough in your account. Sorry, this went too long.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to ask next is, can you make a living out of umpiring club cricket in Cape Town? A lot of people think they can come from India, spend 3 months and make a whole lot of money. Can you relate it in terms of earnings back home as to what this little bit of money means to you, what you can use it for? Yeah. Is it going to pay for your rent, or is it just pocket money for your travel?
I think, Tom, this is a query I've been getting by a lot of people, and a lot of people have a misconception around this. They think you can just do umpiring and you can become billionaires. Well, no, not really. I mean, once you make it to ICC, like Murray Erasmus, who's right there, then obviously you're going to earn quite a bit. And once you are at Murray's level, you're not allowed to do any full-time job. They don't let you pursue any full-time job. But when you're starting off like me, you need to combine umpiring with full-time job. You cannot just do umpiring alone. Yes, it's going to help you fetch a little bit of money, and the money I'm getting here is more than India, but it's still it's a side income. And we don't do umpiring early on to make a lot of money. We do it because we love the game. We want to contribute. We want to stay associated with cricket some way or the other. Yes, for me, umpiring is a side thing as of now, but I have high expectations. I really want to do well in umpiring, and I hope that it evolves into something big. But having said that, I'll have my full-time job. You should never forego your full-time job. You should always combine that with umpiring. That full-time job could be related to cricket, or it could be related to something else. It's for you to decide, but definitely when you're starting off, you need to have a full-time job along with umpiring. And yeah, it's a balancing act which you need to play. And mind you, you will get a lot of respect from people when they see that you are multitasking, and you can show them that this is my other side. Yes, I have a full-time job, I have a family, and this is my other side. I'm umpiring. But yeah, you have to keep at it. You have to multitask. You have to find some time for umpiring, go through the laws, and then you have to basically juggle. But long story short, when you're starting off, you can't earn a lot of money initially. As you gradually go up the ladder, things will change, and you'll get more responsibilities as an umpire, but not many people get to that level so easily. Yeah.
Perfect. So it's not something that is going to make you a millionaire, and especially an expensive trip down to Cape Town for 3 months. You're basically sustaining yourself, and the money you're earning from umpiring is just a side income. Would you recommend this to all your friends back home, the course and the exchange program?
Definitely. I mean, if you are serious about cricket, if you're passionate about umpiring, if you want to enhance your umpiring CV in overseas conditions, and here, as you know, there is no barrier to entry for outside umpires, unlike other countries, I don't know. But definitely come for the exchange program. I know it can be very daunting sorting out your stay and accommodation, but you know what? You can just come here for a short period, for a few weeks, and it should not cost you a lot, because you will get good enough experience. And once you go back to India or any other country, they will look up to you. They will want to know, they would want to learn from your experiences. Yes, it can cost you a little bit, and even if you don't want to come for the exchange program, it's highly advisable that you at least go for the training. You appear for the exam, because that doesn't cost you a lot. And even if you don't want to appear for the exam, just go through the lectures, which is free, open to anyone, really. So definitely, and people, a good thing is people want, back home, my friends, they want to appear for this exam. They're interested. Some even want to come to South Africa because they want to they want to upgrade their skill set as an umpire. Yes, it can cost you a little bit, but if that can get you somewhere in life, definitely worth a try.
Fantastic. So today we're here at beautiful Newlands and we're watching the inaugural SA20 match. It's the opening of the tournament. We've got MI Cape Town, the home side, against Paarl Rocks. And of course, the umpires are Murray Erasmus and Alodin Palika. Later on, after the game, hopefully we'll be able to go upstairs to the umpires' room to meet the two on-field umpires, the TV umpire, Bongani Jele, and of course, our very own Abdullah Steenkamp, who's on fourth umpire duty. We just have to wait for clearance from anti-corruption and the match referee, and Abdullah will give us a shout. My last question to you is, who are you most looking forward to meeting up in the umpires' room, and why?
Without a doubt, it has to be Murray Erasmus, because he's one of the best umpires in the world and best in South Africa. And a lot of people tend to respect him. They have a lot of respect for him. I have a lot of respect for him, and people know him very well, especially like back home in India and also in Pakistan after the T20 match between India and Pakistan in the World Cup. Down under, they know him, but they have a lot of respect for him. He has been involved with cricket for a very long time, and I have not seen his interviews, so I'm very curious to know how he is like, in real life. But I'm pretty sure he's a very calm and collected person, and I'm hoping to learn from his experiences. And having said that, I am equally excited to meet Alauddin Palekar as well, because I've heard a lot of inspiring stories about him. I've read a lot of inspiring stories about him online, and I've met his...
He was on our course, wasn't he, that you attended?
Yes. He shared his experience as an umpire, how he went from ground zero to all the way up. So he made his debut last year. I see there's a bright future for him, and also I met his uncle. His name is Ismail Palekar. He's a very soft-spoken, humble person. He's also associated with our association, and a lot of people at the association know a lot about Palekar, and they've known him for a while. So I'm excited to meet him as well. And also there's another TV umpire. I think he's Bongani Jele. I don't know much about him yet, but I'm still equally looking forward to meeting him. As long as I'm able to interact and learn from their experiences, it's a good experience for me. Yeah. Yes.
Awesome, Datrim. Thank you so much for your time. You've hardly watched any cricket. You've been talking to me, but thank you for coming to South Africa,
my pleasure,
joining us for the exchange program. All the best for your last month, and enjoy the rest of the game tonight. We'll see you in the umpires' room later.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Cheers, Datrim. Take care.